Hey guys, so I'm doing a third video today, and I'm going to talk about just the body. Well, sort of. I want to talk about what your goals are physically, because people find me and they're searching on YouTube and my videos pop up and they're like, who's this wackadoodle chick? And then they start watching some more, and they're like, stop yabbering and bouncing around the screen. Because I have energy. But there's something to be said about your body. So the last video I was talking about how to get through the holiday pressure of eating a certain way and stay steady on your keto journey, or the non-BS. But today I kind of want to talk about what your fitness goals are. So my fitness goals, because I've reached a lot of them in the last 2 years. I gained 15 pounds of muscle, and I wanted to maintain between a 9 and 12% body fat, which I easily, at the age of 47, have done with no cardio, mind you, none. So that's pretty exciting to know that I've been able to build so much muscle. Yeah, I've been able to build muscle, but maintain a low body fat. So if I were to go and pick what weak body parts I have, I would probably, I'm not trying to do fitness competitions, and I'm not trying to be perfect. So you know what my number one physical goal would be? Well, that would be to get through my day with less pain in my legs. So I used to be a pro skateboarder, and I skated on those vert ramps, and sometimes with Tony Hawk. Yes. I'm actually older than him, if you can believe that. So I did some damage being a pro skater on big vert ramps and falling every day. Every day. So when I go to the gym and guys see this, they don't understand why I stretch so much. And I'm literally stretching a lot. And why I'm always trying to keep the joints so warm. I'm like coming to the gym fully clothed from riding my bike, hot, when I get to the gym, so I've got nice blood flow to the muscle fascia. But here's the thing. Because of so many injuries and breaking so many bones, then I have a propensity to have inflammation in the joints. Well, luckily I found keto, and I have lowered my inflammation exponentially, but that doesn't change the fact that the damage has been done. So especially to my knee, I've had 10 surgeries on my left knee. So my goal, so I have a hard time walking sometimes if I walk too much, because the meniscus, my medial meniscus, the entire thing is gone. Gone. And I don't have a cadaver meniscus as of yet. So it is up to me to keep the inflammation down in a joint where you have a lot of cartilage gone, meniscus gone. So here we go. Certain things that I do, which seem like the most grandma thing ever, but I have more muscles in my legs than a lot of the dudes that I see at the gym who play ball. Well, they've got cortisol legs, but that's another subject. So I'll do something as simple as people are like, people Stephanie do an exercise. I will do exercise videos, I promise they're coming. But something as sit, I'm far away from myself, stand, sit, stand, sit. So I have my toes pointed outwards so I do not put pressure on the knee joint. Because if I did a standard squat, it would be like somebody was stabbing my knee with a knife. That is how I built my glutes. And I did a video 2 videos ago talking about one of my clients. He's 6'3", 225, built like rock, mid-40s, big, huge muscles, eats 70 to 75 grams of protein a day. So the reason why you see muscularity in parts of the body where I'm weak is because I'm less catabolic, because I'm using ketones rather than using amino acids to fuel the body. So bodybuilders and fitness people are always chasing their tail when it comes to not being catabolic because they want to build muscle and stay lean, which is really, they talk about being in a positive nitrogen balance. You're more protein, you're going to get more no. Not if you're metabolically deranged, and not if you don't feel your glycogen storages. That nitrogen balance is not going to matter if you are catabolic all the time, if you are not sleeping and hitting the 5 levels of sleep. Your physical goals will always be compromised, and you might do damage to your thyroid. But I digress. So guys, my physical goals are to continue to build my left quad, ham, and everything else is, you know, slowly coming along. Obviously my right quad is a lot more developed, but my hamstrings are pretty darn, I had good hamstrings before I busted my knee. So just even with the littlest of activation, I'm able to build those hammies back up. So guys, I want to know what your physical goals are. Is it to get lean? Is it to get paper thin? Is it to compete? Is it to build muscle? Are you having weaknesses in certain body parts? Are your legs too small? Does your bicep not peak? Are you having a hard time building the tricep muscle? Whatever it is, women, they classically want to lose the belly fat, the sub-Q fat. They want to lift the old butte. And people don't know that before I didn't train my legs because it hurt so bad to use those joints. So my butt fell like a pancake. Like, it's back. It felt like, people don't believe me. I'm like, yo, I've got pictures and video to prove that my arsch fell. I actually did a video a few years back that I can't stand, but it's got the most views out of all my videos, so I can't take it down, which sucks because it makes my views higher on my counted views, but it's my butt video, and if you look at that butt video, my butt is small. It is not plump and juicy like it is today. I was on keto then, but I was not training my butt. I didn't know how. So there's definitely different ways you can train your glutes if you've got injury. Being in a state of ketosis is going to help build muscle so much easier than being dependent on carbohydrates, insulin, and amino acids together, because the more you stuff your body with carbohydrates, because your body can only handle what? 5 grams and 1 teaspoon. And if you go over that 1 teaspoon because you have a bowl of cereal or a bowl of rice or some soda, now you're having all that glucose enter the system. And now, unfortunately, you also have all that insulin. And insulin is also catabolic. When secreted too much, bodybuilders keep using insulin as a way to grow bigger muscle, because they're trying to release as much insulin as possible to get the amino acids from protein into the muscle cells so you grow. Here's the problem. Insulin makes everything grow. It makes your fat cells grow too. So your muscles grow and your fat cells grow. So you're really like a panda bear, and you're fat and you're muscly and you're glycating, and insulin is stacking in the blood that can't be getting rid of, which is pretty toxic. So what happens to a lot of these guys who try to have these physical goals of Adonis, this kind of like unrealistic body, is they are becoming more insulin resistant, sort of a pre-diabetic, because it keeps slamming glucose into their body. And then they deplete and then they replete, but they slam it. They get the glucose, their glycemic index, their glucose goes through the roof. And that makes your insulin unstable. It doesn't know what to do because it's getting all this processed carbohydrates because you're trying to grow bigger muscle. That's a whole nother subject about carb loading and backloading and carb night and all this kind of crap where people do like a cyclic ketosis, or they call it cyclic or carb cycling. and depleting and repleting and depleting and repleting, and how much that jacks up your hormones and your adrenal glands, like, because that's not natural in nature at all. And we are pretty animalistic. We're pretty primal, contrary to what we believe. And that's why when you go into a GNC store, supplement shop, there's just all of these enhancements, because it's hard to achieve the unachievable body unless you are highly keto adapted and you are no more catabolic and you are now anabolic. Of course, we're always going to be catabolic and anabolic, but it's reaching that homeostatic level of preserving your DNA and that protein within the cells so you do not break down and age too quickly. That is the point. So what is your fitness goal, you guys? Do you want to burn fat? Do you want to just have energy? Do you want to stop being dependent on coffee, or do you want to just stop feeling so freaking exhausted in the morning? No one talks about this stuff and all this freaking beauty, fitness crap, YouTube, whatevers, or even the magazine articles. It's always about, I want to get rid of my cellulite, my saddlebags, and, I want to grow bigger muscle, I want to get lean, I want to get, cut, I want to get feathered muscles, yeah? I want the striations. People don't talk about, if you're feeling really, 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 really good, most likely you're going to really, 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 really improve your physical health and wealth. You're going to be able to design the body that you want through epi-freaking-genetics. That's what needs to be talked about. Nobody's talking about the epigenetics. No, the science geeks are, but the lay crowd, the bodybuilder crowd, I want to get into my wedding dress crowd, I'm going on a cruise, it's almost summer, I want to lose weight. Nobody's talking about epigenetics. Nobody's talking about detoxification. Nobody's talking about gene mutations and how our soil is freaking depleted. So you can take your multivitamin, but that does not even mean that you're absorbing the stuff, because you're malabsorptive. And if we can put all that, in your personality, of course, your personality, you're depressed. Yeah, your serotonin is downregulated and your sleep is terrible. If we can package that more in a fun context, so it's not so science stressful, that it's actually, whoa, dude, this is really interesting. You mean I can mess around with the knobs and buttons and get the business like Steph? I could get my own business? Yeah! I didn't start eating good till I was around 41. It is possible. Remember, guys, this body is not genetics. This is epigenetics. My mother was diagnosed with a glioblastoma, the freaking worst brain cancer you can get. Fast grower and will take you out like that. If we're talking genetics, that's some really crappy genetics coming my way. And what about all the diabetes within her siblings? There's 10 of them. This body, never going to see the day of diabetes. This body ain't never going to see the day of cancer, because I am learning how to methylate, detox, and shut off those bad genes. And that's how you get a lovely body. But really, it's not about that. That's how you feel so good. And you are so hormonally balanced, and you are no longer PMSing girls and guys with andropause. You feel amazing. You've got energy, energy, energy. And you connect to your nervous system, and you don't need a jolt of coffee anymore. You don't need the alcohol, because you are so ripe with your own hormones. Yo, I'm addicted to my hormones that built this body, this machine. So that's it, you guys. I want to know what your physical goals are. Mine was to build muscle in my legs, so I have less pain and more stability in my joints, because other than that, I don't need to work any harder than what I'm doing. I'm just maintaining what I have, and now really I'm working on my own personality, because your body is a reflection of your mind, and your mind is a reflection of your personality. And if you don't like your body, change your mind. It is possible. Give it 21 days to reset those synapses. Okay guys, if you want to learn more how to get into ketosis and how not to be anabolic and to stop being catabolic. I'm sorry, I flip-flopped that. You want to stop being catabolic and you want to be more